For many years, Formula One has attempted to bring the Volkswagen Group into the sport. It almost happened in 2015, but it fell through. But over the last couple of years, whispers of Porsche and Audi finally entering the sport have intensified. Audi would be making their Formula One debut, while Porsche would be making a comeback after a couple of brief appearances in the championship. But these rumors about Porsche quickly came to an end when the German manufacturer revealed they will not be entering Formula One anytime soon. But you might be thinking, why is this when they are a major player in the automotive world with a long history of racing success? And you know what, you're absolutely right. Porsche has had a ton of success in a variety of racing categories, from Le Mans to the World Rally Championship. And they've even built cars faster than F1 cars, such as the 919 Tribute, which generates more power and downforce than any F1 car. The car's sole aim was simply to demonstrate what Porsche could do if there were no rules limiting them. And when they took it to the Nürburgring, they set a 5:19.5, which may not sound like much, but it's 25 seconds faster than the second fastest lap around the Nordschleife. Even when talking about road legal cars, the GT3 RS held the lap record from June 2021 all the way to October 2022. And the car that Mercedes needed to beat Porsche was an insane hypercar with a modified F1 engine. So why are Porsche not seen on the Formula One grid? Well, there's a few reasons for this. For one, Porsche has always had a strong focus on endurance racing. This perhaps correlates back to the fact that Porsche is known for building reliable and long-lasting cars. And when we look at it, most manufacturers entering Formula One do it for the publicity so they can sell more merchandise like clothing or cars. And this is very likely a big reason why F1 does not go well with Porsche. If we think about it, the 24 hours of Le Mans is perhaps a better fit. It's a race that requires the manufacturers to build reliable cars that can go 24 hours non-stop while still being extremely powerful so they can win the race. And Porsche have had tremendous success there, with a record-breaking 19 overall wins. This is perfect for the brand image that Porsche is trying to create, when they are known for building reliable cars that can go many miles without having any problems and still being some of the fastest cars on the road. Formula One, on the other hand, is a bit different. It's a series of shorter races that take place over a course of a season, and the focus is more on single lap speed and strategy rather than endurance. And also, the average engine in a Formula One car only lasts around 7 to 8 races, or about 1,326 miles, which doesn't really match with the Porsche brand. Another reason why Porsche may not be in Formula One is the high cost of entry. Forming a team and competing in the sport requires a massive investment, and it's not something that all manufacturers are willing or able to take on. Now, that's not to say Porsche doesn't have the resources, because they most definitely do, with such a huge corporation like Volkswagen Group and Porsche Investment Group standing behind them, and besides that, they would also be able to get massive sponsorships for the Formula One team. But what Porsche has chosen to do is focus their resources on other racing programs that align more closely with the brand and business objects like Le Mans and WRC. They've also chosen to put a lot of their resources into actually developing cars and new technologies. Porsche do have some involvement in Formula One and Formula as a whole. The company did supply various engines to different teams in the 1970s and 1980s, and they even built a one-off car for the 1986 season. However, they ultimately decided not to pursue a full-time entry into the sport. They do still compete in the Formula E racing series with the Porsche 1990X Electric. Porsche isn't against competing in Formula One, it's more the rules that Porsche does not like. One of Porsche's conditions for them joining Formula One was that the cars should be allowed to have some real car resemblance, and that's probably why they want to include the powerful and reliable flat 6 engines, which you could call their flagship engine, with cars such as the GT3, Cayman and 911 all having them. It's so Porsche that there are even lists out there talking about all of the cars with flat 6 engines that aren't Porsches. And lastly, why Porsche isn't in Formula 1. They don't really need it. Everyone knows how a 911 looks. I mean, it's the sports car. They don't need Formula 1 to sell a few extra cars like, for example, McLaren or some of these other car companies do. Porsche has become so loved by their fans that they would scramble to buy any special car they release. A lot of their cars have gained a lot of value on the second-hand market as well, and Porsche's revenue is at an all-time high and looks to keep growing organically. They gain even more revenue from creating their race cars as close in DNA as possible to the road cars, because people want a car that resembles legacy and power, speed and elegance, and that is what Porsche is delivering. This is also why they don't need to race in Formula 1. Formula 1 is so far removed from road cars that there's no point in them entering, since it wouldn't improve the brand image or make them sell more cars, because the demand for them is already there, and engineering wise it doesn't make sense either. They could do it themselves. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy this one too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.